Hi everyone, it's Heather here at Creative Faith Art Studio, and I realize I've been gone for a very long time, and I am so sorry about that. I've been just really kind of busy and a little down, and just seems like time gets away from me, and then I don't spend as much time as I'd like to being creative, and that doesn't help my mood. So I apologize for not being around. I have been working on some journals. So back in December, I did the December daily, and I made my own Christmas journal, or December daily, I guess. And I did it in traveler's notebook style. And so I really found that I like that. And I really found that I like being in God's Word on a more regular basis, and that the traveler's notebook cover and the inserts just gave me a little more flexibility in that I could use the insert, and then when I came to the end of the month or whatever, the time that I was using it, I could take it out and put it away someplace safe and then start a new one. So I assume that other people feel the same way that I do, and so I in my kind of getting back into being artistic and being creative, I decided to go with the Traveler's Notebook cover. So far I've made 4. I have the supplies and everything ready to make 5 more. But I really enjoyed this process of the 4 that I made. I incorporated a few different styles from different artists that I really admire, and who I will link to either I don't know if some of them have YouTube channels, but if they do, I'll link to those channels. Otherwise, I know that some of them have Facebook or Instagram profiles, so however I can link to them, I will. But then you can kind of see where I got some of my style from. I don't think I'm too mimicky, I guess, but I think I found my own style in the whole process, which was also kind of fun. So I'm just going to flip through these really quickly. These are these covers all are similar in that they have pockets on the inside using vintage hankies. This is all vintage fabric. On the outside covers, I've done some stamping and stitching and free motion, quilting, and I've done all kinds of things to them. And then I made these inserts, and they're all similar. I made a whole bunch of them, and but they're not necessarily in the same order, and they may have different fabrics included. So I'm going to flip through each one. But anyway, so they say all hold, they can hold, 4 plus inserts. There's 4 elastic bands on the inside. Everything has the elastic closure, and they each have a little light bulb safety pin with beads and a key charm on it. So in that way, they're all similar. So I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to use this one because I love the cover. So this, I'll just kind of, if you can kind of see, hopefully you can. It's getting dark here, and I'm in the basement, so that doesn't help anything. I use some muslin and some scrap fabric and scrap lace. Some parchment paper that I use in my where I work from the bakery, and I made my own texture paste that I use silver paint to use, so it's a little sparkly but not too sparkly. I did some white gesso ribbon and stitched all around everything for the cover. Some of them this has a little fringe trim. Some of them have lace. This has a ribbon on the front. Some of them don't have an extra ribbon. So it's just a little, here or there, whatever I kind of felt at the moment. But So when you open it up, there's, like I said, there's another, the vintage hanky little pocket in the front, and then it's just some of these inserts that I've made. So again, they're fairly basic. It's a collection of new and vintage papers. There's some coffee dyed paper. There's some vintage postcards I've pinned in. This is a vintage, from actually a vintage photo album, which I thought was interesting. It was like a, I don't have it right by me, but it's a hardbound spine, but it does have perforated edges, but it's got that gold embossed lettering that's, I definitely, from a certain era, like I can't tell you what it is, but I recognize it. So those are fun. Vintage game cards. Here's some coffee dyed envelopes. Vintage music sheet music. This is from a vintage catalog. There's some of that parchment paper. Love the way it sounds. It makes me just happy. This is vintage green line paper, and then I made these a while back, and then this is just a Tim Holtz cut apart, and I made one little pocket here too. So this is a pocket page and a fold out, and then it goes back the other way. So they're not all in the same order. I did one of my tags in here with a little fabric tab on top, but they are so they're not all in the same order, but they are similar in that they have the same number of pages and the same pages. They're just not in the same order. There's some vintage playing cards, some Tim Holtz tissue paper, and then every once in a while I've stitched in some more vintage paper. Here's a little pocket I made, and a vintage, I can't even think of what that's called, but you know what it is. So yeah, so that's the basic, that's basically what they are. So this one is pure, if you can read my my free motion lettering. And there's just some, I like to think of those as those purple coneflowers or Ganesha. I like those a lot. And then this one is Grow. And this one I put in the lace on the back, but there's no ribbon on the front like this other one. This one has two. This one has a different vintage handkerchief and some different paper inside. And then this one is Fly. And I actually, it's this, how the stitching is kind of garbled up. I just love it. I don't know, something about it. Maybe that it's imperfect. I don't know. I think it's wonderful. And then this is the vintage hanky. And front and back, there's some vintage lace that I put on the inside and the outside on that one. And then the last one is Dream. This one has the ribbon on the front, and not a ribbon on the back, but a ribbon on the inside. So there's Dream. And this has a different vintage hanky pocket. And this has a different ribbon, that lacy, and it's got kind of a pattern in it. I thought that was pretty. And I love this. That hanky is so beautiful. Stuff like this is hard for me to cut apart. I really have a hard time with it. So anyway, so that's Dream. So so let me know what you think. I would love your feedback on everything. I really enjoy making these, so I'm going to continue to do it, but I like the input from other people to kind of let me know, you know, what you like or what you don't like, and you know, other ideas. I watch a lot of other creators and artists, and I love learning from them. So any comments, you know, are more than welcome. And then if anybody's interested in seeing a process video on how I make these covers, at least, I'd be happy to share that with you. I think this is going to be my my I don't know, the way I make covers. You know, I've watched other people, and it seems like they all have a certain style or a certain process. I'm not going to say that I'm going to change from this, because I probably will, because that's my thing. but I really like the way these turned out, so I hope you did too. And let me know if you'd like to see me make one. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video very much, and I'm happy that you stayed with me, even though I wasn't publishing videos very often. I appreciate you hanging with me through the past few months. Your support really means a lot to me. So again, so take care. Thank you so much. God bless, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.